Hello students, welcome to the how-to on using the University of Tennessee library website. This is going to be a short video, so you might want to pause at certain points to take down some important URL information if you so choose. You'll probably need about 15 to 20 minutes to set aside to watch this screencast. So this is for any student who wishes to use the University of Tennessee website. This particular instructional video is going to focus on searching for education sources if you're looking to do any form of scholarly research. So we will begin by heading to the University of Tennessee library homepage. And as you see, there's a number of different tabs here. This video is going to focus specifically, like I said, on doing academic scholarly research. The tab for Google Scholar is found right down here. We'll get to that shortly. So if you're looking to find scholarly articles, peer-reviewed, empirical research, you're going to want to go over to Find, and then right down to Articles and Databases. If you're looking for a specific database, you can search it here by name. But what a lot of people like to do, what I like to do, is search by subject, because you'll get a pretty broad range of material if you search by subject. So for education, listed here. And typically people tend to choose ERIC via EBSCOhost, and I will show you why in a moment. And it's going to bring you to this page here. Now, using EBSCOhost, you can choose a number of databases. So as you bring up your Choose Databases window, you can either select every database, which I do not recommend, because as you can see, there's a pretty large list of databases here, and some of them might not have anything to do with the subject matter that you're looking for, and it's going to clog your search results. So if you're searching for predominantly education sources, I recommend Academic Search Premier. And as you can see, there's obviously a lot of search engines that aren't going to pertain to education, military and government, art, things like that. Academic Search Premier, Education Source, and ERIC are pretty much the ones that I tend to use when doing educational academic research. And then click OK, and it's going to allow you to type in your search items up here. Now, as you scroll down, it's going to have limiters for each one of the limiters or expanders for each one of the databases that you selected to search through. Academic Search Premier, Education Source, and obviously if you had selected every database, which I'll actually show you how to do, if you select every database, that's going to be a very long list of limiters and expanders that you'd have to go through, and like I said, a lot of them might not have anything to do with what you're looking for. So if we go back and just use Academic Search Premier, Education Source, and ERIC, we only have a couple. So for example, if your field is teacher evaluations, go ahead and type that into the search bar. And you're going to want full text. That way when the search items come up, you can typically click HTML or PDF and it'll have the full document right there and ready for you. Scholarly peer-reviewed journals. For Eric, I tend to click all for these. Language, English, unless you don't have a problem searching through things that are in different languages. But the reason I tend to use all for these is only because sometimes things aren't labeled adult education or early childhood education specifically, but they might actually fall into those categories, so I don't want them to be eliminated from my search. But I do want full text and peer-reviewed journals. Academic Search Premier, same thing, except I do want English and I do want full text. And for Education Source, I do want full text. And as you can see in here, and you'll learn to go through all these different search engines and find out what it is specifically that you're looking for. I'm not really interested in newspapers or periodicals. I'm looking for scholarly journals, so that's what I'm gonna check. Academic journal. So we're ready to go back and search. And you get 4,973 results, which is a lot. So what you can do over here on the left, you'll see refine your results. We have full text and scholarly peer-reviewed journals checked, but this is a pretty broad date range. And you can obviously search back as far as you can go, but I'm not too interested in things that were published in 1952, so I'm going to bring it up to, let's say, 2008. Most of the time, if you're doing academic research, especially in education, you want to focus on things that were published post No Child Left Behind, which was 2001. And we'll click Update, and that'll bring it down to 1,963. It's still a lot, but it's a little bit more manageable than just about 5,000 results. And then we can even limit it further. Some of these here, you have conference materials, reports. You want to stick to academic journals. I know it's not going to bring it down too much. And then we begin our search. If you want to even get more specific, we can search by author, title, subject terms, abstract. You can search ISSN number for specific journals and things by specific authors. But let's try a different combination. Teacher, plural, and evaluation, and see what kind of searches we get. Sometimes when you put in different combinations of keywords, it'll limit your sources even further. This time it wasn't the case. We got 11,000 results. So we can try a different search. And a lot of different things. You'll see some search history down here. So teachers of children with disabilities, 286 results. So you can see as you continue to refine your searches, you can kind of shave away the extraneous material that you're not that's gonna clog up your time to search through items. So if we go back to the library homepage, that's just one way of searching through multiple databases at a time. But if you want to search specific journals, if we click eJournal right down here, these are some quick links: articles and databases, eJournals, course reserves, and Google Scholar. If we click eJournals, this is going to bring you to all of the electronic journals that the university has access to for free. So if you have, for example, if you're searching in policy, you might be interested in educational evaluation and policy analysis, and it will bring you to that exact journal. And you'll see a few different items listed here, full text available through these different sources, and it'll tell you specifically this source, JSTOR, only has it available from 1979 until 2009. You might want a little bit more recent information, or a little bit more recent articles, perhaps post 2009. So you'll want to come down here where available from 1999 at Sage Premier. So if we click Sage Premier, you can search specific years, volumes, and issues if you know exactly what you're looking for. But if you just kind of want to browse through the journal itself, leave all these fields blank and click Go. And it's going to bring you right to that exact journal. And as you can see right down here, there's a table that's going to allow you to navigate through all the different years. So let's say you want some of the most recent issues of this particular journal, September 2013, right here. It will bring you full text PDF of all the different articles that can be found in the September issue of 2013 Educational Evaluation and Policy Analysis. So full text PDF, like I said, it's free for university students. If you search this journal on another server or not through UT's library website, it'll ask you to pay for it. So you'll get the full PDF right here, and you can scroll through, and you even have the option right down here in the pop-up to save it to your computer, and it'll save the PDF wherever you'd like. Now if we go back, and you can search through titles, different categories again, subject matter, but titles, if you know a specific journal that you're looking for, this is very useful. So if we go back to the library homepage, you'll notice you can search over under Find UT Dissertations, and it's going to bring you to a whole bunch of different links here. What I like to do, what I find most useful if I'm looking to search through dissertations, theses, things in that nature, is use Trace, and the URL for that is www.trace.tennessee.edu. And it's going to bring you right here to where theses and dissertations, journals, conferences, and you can search through a number of different items that have been published by university faculty and students, along with dissertations and theses, even at the master's level. So if we click theses and dissertations, it's going to allow you to browse the entire graduate school. This is not just education, it's the entire graduate school of dissertations and master's theses. And up on top, you can, if you know a specific author or a student that you'd like to look up their dissertation, you can type in their last name. You can search by author and disciplines. If we click disciplines, you'll see all the different disciplines within the graduate school, and again, it even breaks it down by the title of the works, the authors. If we're looking through education, you'll see it has it all broken down. There are faculty in here, there are students in here, listed by author, and it will list their discipline and how many works each author has. If we go back and we click works, it'll all search it, works in education by title. It includes the author, the title, and you can have access to the full PDF. What's interesting sometimes is to actually, no matter what discipline you're in, is to kind of navigate through some of these disciplines and just get a feel for what other colleges within the graduate school are doing in terms of formatting their dissertations, what they require. It can often be pretty interesting to see, how dissertations and theses work outside of your discipline, because they can be really interesting, and they can be very different. So if we want to be specific, we want to search by authors. It'll have it all alphabetized up here. So let's find a dissertation by someone. Ginger Teague happened to be a graduate of the PhD program here at UT in Educational Leadership and Policy, and it'll bring up her dissertation right there. If you click download, it's going to bring up her full dissertation. And again, just like the journal articles, you can even save her dissertation to your computer, or you can print it, which is not something I recommend, because if we look at the table of contents, her dissertation is pretty lengthy, and you can view her dissertation in its entirety right here. And the same is true for any of the other disciplines and authors within within the graduate school. Finally, if we head back to the library homepage, if you're looking for books, we can click here, Services, Request Items. The Interlibrary Loan Services. If we click Interlibrary Services here, the library will locate and deliver materials that the UT's library may not have in stock currently. So typically interlibrary services, you'll have to log in with your NetID and password. Over here on the right, log on, and it's going to bring you here, and you can view any outstanding requests that you have. You can view or renew your loans, and renewals vary depending on where the item may have come from. You can cancel requests, view all your requests, and if you want to actually search for a book that you know the UT library does not have, you can request an article, request a loan. You can even request a thesis or dissertation or a newspaper. So if we want to request, say, a book, and this isn't limited to books, maps, CDs, you can pretty much request anything you want. The author, the title, and the date of publication is essentially all you need to type in. However, I do recommend, if you have the ISBN number, the more information you enter in these fields, the better. The more likely it is that the library will be able to locate it for you. And all you have to do is submit request, and when you come back, it'll show up your outstanding request and exactly what you typed in and the status of that request. So you can come back to this web page and see if your item has been located or not. Also, you can request theses and dissertations using the online request form listed here. Again, very similar to the interlibrary loan service. You fill in all the information. The more information you can fill in, the better, and then you submit. And finally, before we end, Google Scholar is a very useful tool. It's listed right here under the quick links. So if we hit Google Scholar, we can click our settings. You can show the number of results that you get per page. Library links is something that's going to be very useful. If we click library links over here on the left, you can choose up to 5 libraries, 5 university libraries to connect to. So right now we have University of Tennessee, Open World Cat. So right here the example is Harvard. So if we type in Harvard, Harvard University, you can check it. If we want to use, say, University of Notre Dame, perhaps. Notre Dame University, University of Notre Dame Australia, University of Notre Dame Fine Text. So we're looking for the University of Notre Dame here. We can click that. And when you hit save, and no matter what you type in, let's stick with our original teacher evaluations. And you hit search, it's going to pull from any one of those university websites, university libraries that you chose. You'll see it says UT libraries, UT libraries. It'll say where the article or document is coming from. And similarly to the EBSCO host, you can change the range of dates for articles or books. You can sort by relevance, sort by date. And the last feature that Google Scholar has is alerts, email alerts up here on the top. If we click alerts, you'll have to have a Gmail account. So I would advise setting up a Gmail account. And if we sign in, we can create alerts that will allow us to get notifications when there are new articles or books published on our topic of choice. So right now I have teacher tenure, principal perceptions of tenure. If we want to create an alert, I have it showing up to 20 results. So if we create an alert query, teacher evaluation, let's try something different. Let's say student test scores. You can show up to 10 or 20 results, and all you have to do is create alert. Now anytime there is something new published as an article or a book that Google Scholar has access to, it will automatically email you all results that might be pertinent to what you've typed in here. Sometimes you get emails, you might not, nothing that's in the email might be relevant, but you might also find some very useful information there. So Google Scholar is great for keeping you updated on current scholarly and informal as well information on your topic of choice. So before we finally, the very last thing before we close, if we head back to the library website, it'll give you the locations of all the different libraries and its hours of operation. It'll even go so far as to give you the day's current hours in all of the different libraries, which is very convenient. So that will conclude our tutorial. It might have been longer than 20 minutes, but that will conclude our tutorial on navigating and operating the University of Tennessee library databases when you want to do scholarly research. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact the library via chat, as you can see in this window here, or to contact the College of Education